Assalamualaikum to our beloved lecturer, Surveyor Dr. Hajar Robiah Abdul Rashid, Dr. Julaida Kaliwan and my fellow friends. Today, my group want to present about project in organization, laissez-faire leadership style. Before we start our presentation, my group consists of 6 members, which are
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Taufik bin Khalid.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nur Shamira binti Muhammad Sukri.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Aiza binti Mustafa.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Anis Ajira binti Paidi.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Hashimah binti Osman.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Nazmi bin Muhammad Zaki.
This is our presentation agenda. First, introduction and definition. Second, the famous laissez-faire leaders. Third, the characteristic. 4, advantage and disadvantage. 5, the effectiveness. And lastly, the principle and conclusion.
What is leadership? Leadership in business is the capacity of a company management to set and achieve challenging goals, take fast and decisive action when needed, outperform the competition and inspire others to perform at the highest level they can. According to the Keith Davis, leadership is the ability to persuade others to seek defined objectives enthusiastically. It is the human factor which binds a group together and motivates it toward goals. There are many types of leadership. Today we would like to discuss about laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire leadership, also known as delegate leadership, is a type of leadership style in which leaders are hands-off and allow group members to make the decision. This leadership style can have both benefit and possible pitfall. There are also certain settings and situations where laissez-faire leadership might be the most appropriate.
Next, we want to present the famous laissez-faire leaders. First picture is Herbert Hoover. Second picture is Andrew Mellon. Third picture is Warren Buffett. Fourth is Queen Victoria. Fifth is Martin Van Buren. And sixth, Mahatma Gandhi. First is Herbert Hoover, Herbert Hoover was born into a family of Quakers working to provide humanitarian relief around the world before he became part of the U.S. presidential cabinet. He served as the Secretary of Commerce for 2 presidents before becoming president himself. Without any elected office experience and only relying on his engineering expertise, he was hands-off in his methods but trusted in the experience of his team. Next is Andrew Mellon. Andrew Mellon, which is the perfect example of a 20th century laissez-faire American leader who was as comfortable in philanthropy and politics as he was in banking and commerce. He is credited with helping build the manufacturing industries in the US, including the giant oil, steel, and aluminum refineries. Mellon embodies the laissez-faire leaders because not only that he believed in choosing talented and expert individuals to run business, but he also opposed government intervention in the form of tariffs and other regulations. Third is Martin Van Buren. He is not the most imposing leader in history. Van Buren has achieved many great things. He was a key organizer of the Democratic Party and was the first president who was not of British or Irish descent, but a born US citizen. In his leadership approach, he allowed his people to use their talents to help build an organizational structure for democracy. Next is Queen Victoria, which is that has praise such as heaven helps those who help themselves, were often used to promote the laissez-faire leadership style during the Victorian period in the UK. This era is also known as the age of individualism, as many people work hard using their own skills and talents to help create one of the world's richest and strongest countries at the time, with Queen Victoria staying out of business unless it was necessary. Next is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, whose success story have been well documented, that has surrounded himself with people who he knows can perform their tasks creatively and adequately without his help, and only intervene when needed to correct an unfavorable situation. Not to mention that he would even allow mistakes to happen for his people to learn from them. However, to become successful in era of daily productivity metrics reporting, leaders using the laissez-faire style leadership should establish milestones for their staff, which means that they can no longer be completely hands-off. Modern laissez-faire leaders are said to track results and stay on top of problems, observe individuals and group performance, give credit where it is due, and encourage specificity among individuals. Lastly is Mahatma Gandhi, which is there has phrase that made it was "I know the change you want to see in the world." The Indian political activist has a very clear idea of how he wants his environment to change, but instead of imposing on himself, he simply become an example to follow for millions of people around the world. Thus, without using force or imposing his own views, Mahatma Gandhi managed to liberate his country from one of the most powerful empires in history. That's all.
For the next slide is characteristic of leadership's laissez-faire. The first characteristic, accountability falls to the leader. Second, leaders provide all training and support. Third, comfortable with mistakes. Fourth, decisions are left to employees. And lastly, hand-off approach. For your information, while laissez-faire implies a completely hand-off approach, many leaders still remain open and available to group members for consultation and feedback. They might provide direction at the beginning of a project, but then allow the group member to do their jobs with a tighter oversight. Next, the approach to leadership requires a great deal of trust. Leaders need to feel confident that the members of their group possess the skill, knowledge, and follow through to complete a project without being micromanaged. For this example, situation of laissez-faire. First, at school, the situation is the teacher is more so an observer while students are able to do as their wish. This is lack of a title by way of expectation and discipline in the classroom. The second situation is at work. Leaders and supervisors will stand back and let their employees make decisions and may let them set their deadlines. They don't offer much feedback. And lastly, the situation in government. A political who exhibits laissez-faire leadership will leave decision and subordinates and provide little direction.
The advantage of the laissez-faire management style. First, it allows team members to maximize their own leadership skills. Some teams have an incredible amount of combined experience. In this situation, the laissez-faire management style allows for the team members to use those skills to help the team find success. When team members are experts in their own right, are self-disciplined to get work done and capable of accomplishing assignments with little supervision, then the leader of that group can take a hand-off approach to be successful. Second, it provides the people with the most experience to shine. There are times when team members may have more experience or better skill on specific tasks than the leader. In this situation, the laissez-faire management style is more effective because it allows the member with the most experience to take the lead on a project. It is a chance for each person to offer their own knowledge and skill on specific items without compromising the leadership role for the team. Third, it creates an environment of independence. Some workers prefer to be supervised directly, being told what they should do whenever they have questions about their assignments. Then, there are workers who prefer to work independently, figure out solutions to problems on their own, and gain certification from a change to pursue their passions. The laissez-faire management style will not work well in the former situation, but it will be quite effective in the latter. Lastly, it encourages team members to explore new ideas. Although the laissez-faire management style is sometimes seen as being lazy or unevolved, it can be strategically applied to encourage individual innovation. That is because the team is encouraged to approach a situation with a diverse set of opinions instead of having one loud voice direct traffic. With multiple perspectives offered, the difference that come out can be discussed, which ultimately make the team and the leadership stronger. The advantage of the laissez-faire management style. First, it downplays the role of the leader on the team. With the laissez-faire management style, there tends to be a lack of rule awareness throughout the team. With the role leader is downplayed because that person takes such a hand-off approach because there is leader guidance being offered to the team. Some members might try to step in to take a leadership role when they are not qualified to do so. Second, it reduces the cohesiveness of the team. Managers who prefer to use the laissez-faire management style are often viewed as being withdrawn, uninterested, and even weak. This perspective it shared by the team can lead to a lack of cohesiveness over time. Third, it changes how accountability is assigned within the group. Leaders using the laissez-faire management style will sometimes take advantage of the handoff to delegate responsibility over failure because they are aware from the group. The approach is used to justify why the leader is not responsible for the issue that occur. Lastly, it allows leaders to avoid leadership. The leaders in this situation make zero effort to motivate their teams to complete a project. These leaders do not recognize the effort being made by the team. They even refuse to get involved with their team in any way, from on-premise meetings to off-premise social gatherings.
This is tips for the effectiveness laissez-faire leadership. Here are 5 tips to develop laissez-faire leadership in workplace. The first is observe performance. Second, address problems. Third, increase incentive. Fourth, delegate. And 5, be available. The first tip is observe performance. Leaders may have to take the time to observe the performance of individuals and teams. This is because deadline must be optimized to effectively compete in most market. Rather than simply allowing employees to report when they are finished, leaders need to take the time to observe various aspects of the project and give feedback and guidance to boost efficiency. Next, second tip is address problem. Rather than allowing employees to find their own remedies to their issues, leader may need to help address challenges as they arise. Otherwise, this will delay the result. Next is third tips, increase incentive. Leaders may need to offer more incentive to keep employees motivated and boost productivity, whereas a typical laissez-faire work environment may reward or acknowledge employees only when they have completed a task. Outstanding laissez-faire leaders can create other reward and incentive to keep employees motivated from the beginning of the process to the end. The next 4 tips are delegate. Laissez-faire leaders help reduce structural confusion by delegating tasks to certain people and ensuring everyone knows who has what task. This helps allay confusion about leadership and structure that can cause issues. The last tip is be available. While laissez-faire leaders are very hands-off, it's important that employees know you are available if they need help. Be ready to answer questions, give advice, check the status actually. All of this will help employees feel that they have free rein and support when they need it.
5.0 is principle of leadership. First principle is a strict hand-off approach. Laissez-faire leaders are there to give their workers the tools they need to solve problems on their own. They do not try to push the group in a particular direction, but they allow them to create their objectives and criteria for decision making. Second principle is training and support. Leaders leave a lot of responsibility in the hands of their workers. As a result, they are very concerned with the experience and educational level of employees. Therefore, many laissez-faire leaders will step into the role of support and provide the training, education opportunity, and resources that the worker need to perform and make decisions. Number 3 is decisions are left to employees. Laissez-faire leaders recognize how important it is to hire the right people because those individuals will be making the decision about how they work. Leaders assume the role of support and help employees come together to consult one another or other about decisions. They act as a consultant and mentor when needed. Principle number 4 is trust in those they hire. Laissez-faire leaders are relaxed in their approach, but this should not be mistaken for lack of caring. They care deeply about the direction of the team and how and show this by hiring the best people for the job. Then search for those with specialized expertise in the duties they will assign to them. Therefore, this leader feel they have a team they can trust because they have handpicked. The last principle is comfortable with mistakes. Laissez-faire leader establish an environment of creativity where it is alright for employees to make mistakes in the pursuit of innovation. Employees feel comfortable knowing that can pursue innovation freely since they will not receive a reprimand for mistake. Instead of everything resting on getting it right, the atmosphere shift to learning. Conclusion. Even though the laissez-faire leadership style is not widely accepted, we have seen many successful leaders who follow this style. Steve Jobs and Warren Buffett, for instance, their company achieved many accolades worldwide by hiring the best people, trusting them and showing high-level organization growth by practicing the laissez-faire approach of leadership.